It's 4:17 pre-dawn gray on the Philippine Sea. Aboard USS Gerald R. Ford, the scopes bloom with hard, fast returns. Alarms hammer, red lights strobe, hatches slam as sailors tear for battle stations. On deck, F-35C crews snap helmets on while an E-2D spins up, its dish carving a ghostly circle in the dark. Over the water, faint lances glow, sea skimmers load, ballistic arcs high Chinese weapons already inbound. The captain orders flank speed and a hard starboard turn. Escorts slide to shield the big deck. CIC calls bearings in a flat practice chorus. The Aegis wall wakes. SM-2 and SM-6 waiting for the word. Deck handlers clear chocks. Cat crews arm the holdback bars. One engine coughs, then roars. Every second stretches. Launch now or hold. Shoot early or save rounds. Ride it out or punch through. In the next minutes, this ship either opens a hole and lives, or takes steel and fire and is lost. The Philippine Sea looks calm, but it hides one of the world's tightest choke points. These lanes connect Japan, Taiwan, and the South China Sea, pushing fuel, food, and microchips to ports that keep daily life running back home. At the center, USS Gerald R. Ford leads a ring of steel. 2 Arleigh Burke destroyers, a Ticonderoga cruiser, and a Virginia-class submarine. Their job is simple to say and hard to do: guard the sea, so commerce moves and allies keep faith. China moves to squeeze that ring. Type 055 cruisers and 52D destroyers push in from multiple bearings, backed by 54 amperes frigates and diesel-electric subs hunting for angles. Over the horizon, road mobile launchers lift. DF-21D anti-ship missiles built to hit a carrier from far away. If one gets through, it's not just a ship on fire, it's American credibility burning with it. Insurance rates jump, shippers reroute, friendly capitals call, asking if the shield still holds. On Ford's deck, F-35C crews strap in, while an E-2D Hawkeye builds the picture. The escort's Aegis radars track and sort, weighing seconds against survival. Every intercept is expensive, every miss unforgiving. The math is brutal. The attacker only needs one leaker. The defender must play perfect baseball all 9 innings. That is why the group trains to fight encircled launch aircraft, break the noose, and keep the lanes open. This is a contest of bets. Beijing bets on saturation and long reach. Washington bets on sensors, training, and calm hands under pressure. The winner writes the new rules for this sea, and everyone else reads them at the pump and the checkout line. If you were on this bridge, staring down China's encirclement, would you press 1 to stand and fight, or 9 to pull back and regroup? Comment with 1 or 9 and subscribe so you don't miss what happens when the next volley flies. 4:32. The first inbound wave is locked. On Ford scopes, more than 20 fast tracks hug the sea from the east. Weapons free. Arleigh Burke destroyers ripple SM-2 skyward. White needles rise, fuse, and burst bright pops where guidance meets metal. It buys seconds, not safety. The Chinese formation doesn't pause. Type 055 and 52Ds push another salvo, cued by shore radar. The American commander knows the rhythm. First volley tests, second saturates, third kills. SM-6, long shots only. Sleek missiles leap high to swat the fastest threats. Calm voices in CIC call, vampire down, vampire down. Enemy missiles destroyed. Above, the E-2D Hawkeye stitches the picture, feeding every ship and fighter. On deck, F-35C launch in pairs. Burners painting the sea orange. Their mission: strike the shooters before the next wave doubles. Gunslingers push 270. The jets climb and feed off Hawkeye's cues. Electronic warfare adds another layer. Jammers smear the sky with noise. Decoy flares and chaff scatter radar seekers. Rule is simple: if the enemy can't see you, he can't hit you. Still, several sea skimmers push close. The cruiser swings her bow, point defense guns track. Counterstrike begins. F-35 Loft AGM-88G, AARGM-ER at radars guiding the salvos. Shoot the eyes first, the lead pilot mutters. White plumes vanish into the murk. If the radars blink, the next wave falters. Underwater, a Virginia-class submarine listens. A faint diesel thrum, an enemy sub creeping close. A destroyer launches a helo, dipping sonar. The message is clear: the noose won't tighten for free. More contrails bloom. Interceptors meet skimmers in quick flashes. Two leakers press inside the ring. One dies in a spark. The last dives into chaff and loses lock. 4:39. New boosts flare on the horizon. High arcs climb different geometry, different terror. CIC calls one word that freezes the room: ballistic. DF-21D class threats, steep and fast, drop from the high sky like hammers. The order snaps out. Ship to terminal defense. SM-6 arc for midcourse. The cruiser assigns last. Ditch guns. Decoys and chaff are primed to bloom. CIC rechecks lines. Fighters guard the shooters. Helos sweep the blind spots. 1 minute of math decides it all. If timing slips by a breath, metal meets deck. If timing holds, the sky turns into a wall and the carrier group buys another mile of life. 4:45. The second wave is tighter, faster, more deliberate. Several Chinese drones slip through the jamming net, flying low, barely above the whitecaps. Point defense missiles shred some, but others keep pushing. The carrier group adjusts course 5 degrees starboard to cut angles and shrink its radar profile. Guns track, barrels already hot. The Chinese fleet presses harder. Type 055 destroyers fire coordinated spreads, mixing sea skimmers with supersonic cruise missiles. It's a deliberate tactic, layered strikes meant to overwhelm defenses. Onboard forward, the combat center juggles priorities. Which threat is real? Which is decoy? Which will arrive in less than 90 seconds? The crew knows, if even one breaks through, the ship could be crippled. Escorts fight with precision. One Arleigh Burke launches SM-2 against mid-range targets, while the Ticonderoga's Aegis system locks the closest tracks for a last-second kill. CIWS turrets spin up, mechanical screams rising as they prepare to spit tungsten. Each weapon has its window fire too early. You waste. Too late, you bleed. In the air, F-35C push deeper. Their strike packages aim at the launch platforms, releasing more AARGMER at the radars, and comm nodes feeding China's fire control. The E-2D orchestrates the dance, calling vectors, spacing shots, and warning of fresh threats from shore. Every decision is a gamble. Defend the carrier or buy time by killing the shooters. Then tension spikes. Several Chinese sea skimmers streak under the horizon, only seconds out. The cruiser fires a wall of SM-6, interceptors slamming into the dark. Bursts light the horizon, but two leakers remain. CIWS guns, thunder, streams of tracers tearing the night, until both vanish in fireballs over the waves. The carrier shakes, but survives. The battle is no longer just defense, it's a duel of stamina. China throws numbers and speed, trying to crack the shield. America counters with sensors, discipline, and timing. One side wagers saturation, the other bets precision. The sea has become a proving ground for who bends first. If you were in command, would you press 1 for fight on, no retreat, or 9 for break contact to survive? Comment with your choice and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next clash. 4:52. Just as the defense steadies, the fight shifts. Radar picks up a new pattern, smaller, faster, weaving above the waves. These aren't cruise missiles or drones already seen. They're a fresh tactic, sea-skimming swarm craft, harder to detect, harder to kill. They dart in groups, splitting lanes, forcing escorts to choose which cluster to fire on. The commander reacts fast. Bring the Virginia up! Beneath the waves, the submarine angles closer, hunting launch platforms. On the surface, the group tightens formation, shrinking its footprint for cleaner intercepts. CIWS guns and ESSM launchers fire in bursts, walls of steel racing out to meet the swarm. Every move is seconds from disaster. CIC tracks them like a storm front. Dozens of tiny blips, closing too quickly for long-range interceptors. Defense shifts to short-range bursts and rapid maneuver. The carrier heels as the helm orders a hard turn, spray crashing over the bow. In the air, F-35C dive low, strafing with missiles and cannon fire. One burst, two swarm craft vanish in fireballs, but more push through. Darting under radar, the battle tightens to knife range. Sailors grip the rails as tracers carve red arcs across the night. The twist is clear. China has added a new layer. Not just long-range missiles or salvos, but expendable fast craft saturating from below radar. The carrier group fights on, but the margin narrows. One mistake, one miss, and steel meets steel at lethal speed. This moment is more than tactics, it's adaptation in real time. Each second, one side invents, the other responds. The question hangs, how many waves can be endured before even the best defense cracks? 4:59. The last wave comes in hard, faster than anything before. Ballistic arcs dive steep from the high sky, while sea skimmers cut low, weaving through the foam. It is the perfect storm. High, low, fast, and many all at once. The carrier strike group braces. This is the moment when everything either holds or breaks. SM-6 away! Missiles roar from launch cells, their white tails spearing upward to meet the plunging DF-21D midcourse. Intercepts light the night with blossoms of fire. Some warheads shatter, others keep coming. The cruiser's Aegis system shifts targets every second, feeding the guns and missiles with a rhythm that sounds almost mechanical. Closer, the last line opens. CIWS guns, thunder, streams of tungsten pouring out in glowing rivers. Flares burst, chaff clouds bloom, and electronic warfare teams throw noise across every frequency. The carrier shudders under its own maneuvers, hull groaning as it cuts a hard turn to unmask batteries. Overhead, F-35C streak back, their magazines light but their presence vital. One jet dives head-on at a sea skimmer, launching its last missile at point-blank range. Explosion fills the night, shockwave rattling the deck below. The crew cheers for seconds before another alarm cuts in. A leaker remains, seconds from impact. The cruiser fires its last ESSM. Tracers from CIWS converge. Sailors brace for the strike. The projectile erupts in a final fireball, fragments raining harmlessly into the sea. Spray lashes the bow, smoke hangs heavy, but the horizon clears. For now, the group still floats. The climax is survival bought at the edge of collapse. China through numbers, waves, and innovation. America answered with timing, sensors, and sheer endurance. Both sides know this. Another round, larger still, could change the balance. Tonight the shield held. Tomorrow, the test begins again. If you were standing on this deck watching missiles rain from the sky, would you press 1 for America stands firm or 9 for China's pressure wins in the end? Comment below with 1 or 9 and subscribe so you're here when the next battle begins. 5:20. Silence spreads across the Philippine Sea. Smoke drifts, the horizon scarred with fading fireballs. The carrier group floats intact, battered but unbroken. Sailors exhale. Some slumping against bulkheads, others gripping their stations with white knuckles. Damage control teams fan out, chalking hits and resetting breakers while medics make quick rounds. They survived a storm few navies could endure. The result is clear. The U.S. carrier lived through the encirclement. China through destroyers, frigates, submarines, drones, and ballistic missiles, and still the Ford sails. Command nets across the region crackle with cautious relief. By 5:45, Chinese ships peel away, emissions dim, and the noose loosens. The message ripples far beyond this sea. Allies see proof that America's shield can still hold. But survival carries its own warning. Every SM-6 and AARGM fired costs millions. Every CIWS burst spends ammo that takes weeks to replenish. China's salvos are cheap, fast, and repeatable. Each clash forces America to burn expensive rounds to kill low-cost threats. It is a contest of wallets as much as willpower, and the math does not favor defense forever. For the crew, the night becomes memory. They will drill again tomorrow, because another wave could come with no warning. They know the headlines will tell a story of victory, but in their hearts, they feel the weight. This was only one round in a longer game. The strategic meaning is simple but sharp. Tonight, deterrence was reinforced, but tomorrow, the test repeats, with larger waves, tighter salvos, and more complexity. The balance hangs on whether America can keep matching adaptation with adaptation. and whether China decides to risk even more. For now, the sea lanes stay open, the world's trade flows, and a single carrier strike group has shown it can endure under fire. But the next clash may not end the same way, and everyone watching knows it. If you believe America's endurance will keep holding, press 1. If you think China's pressure will eventually break the shield, press 9. Drop your choice below and subscribe so you're here when the next episode unfolds.